Right then, I'm over here at the cardboard and other item recycling location for Huntsville. It's on a road called a Cleaner Way. Figured it out. Got it. Yeah. So anyway, I thought I'd give you just a real quick update on this old Toyota Echo. This is the squashed Echo that I bought and put back together. I've been driving this all this week, and I've made a few impressions on it, and we'll get going as I talk here. But anyway, to start off with, so far so good. Everything's been doing well. Once I got it put back together, it's just ran and ran and ran just fine, like a Toyota usually does, and seems mechanically sound for 260,000 miles, so that's good. And I did go ahead and do some further work on it that I'm not going to include when I do my video about doing how much it cost me. I'm not going to include in it because they're not things that were necessary to get it operable again. And what I'm talking about is mainly things like an oil change and cleaning supplies. And I put some tires on it. I put three new tires on it. Had one almost brand new tire, and the rest were terrible. They were not even able to be used really. They were that bad. So the tires weren't bad. They're only $43 a piece, and I just did some price shopping and figured out that Wally World had the cheapest tires and had the cheapest installation package at $12 a tire. So that's what I did. And whenever putting the wheels on and the tires on, they would not do the right rear because it has a broken stud. So I had to come home and take that one off and take it myself to the Walmart over here and get them to mount the new tire up. So and anyway, but this is really, I'm impressed with this car. They get good reviews, and people said they're a lot more pleasant to drive than you would think, and that's exactly true. They are. Man, this car drives better than all those Proteges I had, and it's not more powerful, but it rides better. It's not as jittery. It's got a kind of long wheelbase on it, so it rides good for its size, and then it's not, like I said, it's not as stiffly sprung, doesn't seem like to me. And the engine's smooth, pretty powerful, about 106 horsepower, I think. And I'll tell you what, there's several manufacturers can take lessons from Toyota on how to tune a transmission, because the transmissions in these cars, man, these things shift like you would think a much more expensive car ought to shift. And I've been in some more expensive cars that didn't shift that good at all. My Infiniti that I have and about to sell, it never shifted this good, ever. So none of them did. But anyway, I guess it's going to kind of wrap this up with this car. I'm pretty well satisfied with it. Somebody asked me about the gas mileage. I don't normally fill up a car and measure gas mileage, but I don't know if you can see it over there, but where the gas that was on, I put $15 worth. It was almost empty, and I put $15 worth in it Tuesday afternoon, and today is Saturday, and I'm still driving on that $15 worth of gas. So to answer your question, this thing is excellent gas. So yeah, and that check engine light, that's our old friend back again that you find a lot on these foreign cars like this. That's a P0420. That's a catalyst under efficiency code. And people get those codes and they ask about, they dance around what has to be done to repair that. All that means the catalytic converter is damaged or it's worn out and it's no longer working the way it should, because that code comes up that compares the reading from the front oxygen sensor to the rear oxygen sensor. You got the front oxygen sensor, which is in front of the catalytic converter, means that way, upstream of it. And then you got one that's downstream, which means behind the front converter. So it just compares those, and it determines if the catalytic converter is working. And this one obviously isn't. But people dance around that and they think, well, maybe it's a misfire, maybe it's a vacuum leak, maybe it's this, maybe it's that. Well, 99.9% of the time it's not anything, but it needs another catalytic converter on it. And what normally happens is catalytic converters are pretty good about lasting the life of the vehicle if they're not abused. And I would say by the neglect this car had on other stuff like that windshield that they never replaced the wiper blade on. Who in the hell is so damn cheap that they don't put a damn new wiper blade on a car and tear up the damn windshield? This dude he was mental. That's all I know to say about it. He had to be mental to do something like that. Somebody was. He had this car for 3 years. So that had to be him. The PO. But I figure what happened, this thing probably got in need of a tune-up. Probably all it needed done to it needed was a set of plugs put in it, and that son of a gun was too cheap to do that, and ran it with a misfire, and that'll take out a catalytic converter because it dumps in too much fuel. Are you listening? It dumps in too much fuel, unburned raw fuel, and overheats it and breaks it down and ruins it. So if you got a PO 420, 420. If you got PO 420, that's what you do to fix it. What you do to not do that in the first place is tune the damn thing up when it needs it. That's what you do. So anyway, the only other thing I can think to tell you about this little car that's acting a little bit strange with it is it's been idling at different speeds, and I had to research that some to figure out what was going on with it. And this car has a what's called a coolant controlled idle speed, IAC, I guess you could call it. It's not electronically controlled, it's not totally. But on this car and other Toyotas, it uses the coolant temperature to regulate the idle speed. So it's like basically, don't you pull out, don't you do it. It uses coolant temperature to regulate the idle speed. So it's got like a little wax thermostat in there, almost just like a coolant temperature thermostat that goes in the cooling system. But it's normally, I still don't remember exactly whether it's open when it's cold or closed when it's cold. But one way or another, when it's cold, it's supposed to open up the idle air control so it idles faster. And then when it warms up, that thermostat goes the other way and I think it starts closing. Then it drops the idle speed. It's a really simple, basic way to control it. And it works well, but what's known to happen is that going off the speeders, it just passed a cop back there. This babe came rushing up on me over here. She's a typical Huntsville nitwit because she's in a hurry. Hey babe, you're on camera. Yeah, you're important. You got to go somewhere, don't you? Go. Anyway, as I was saying, that's a pretty simple setup, and it shouldn't give you trouble. What happens, make it quick and get done with it on this, is that it sometimes gets an air bubble in it when you change the coolant, or like I did, you have to refill the coolant. So it's probably working an air bubble out, so it's giving it not really able to read the correct coolant temperature at all times. But it's working better, so we'll get there with it. Thanks for watching, everybody. Here's the update. Hope you enjoyed. Later.